And we're
Connecting.
live.
All right.
Welcome to the second episode, Gamers Unrest. It's a new record for me working on co-op projects.
Never
So,
makes it past the first episode
you have to make it past the first... No, it was already a miracle that we made it past the first episode.
without being awkward.
And no, just in general. Like, making it past
Right.
the first episode is already a milestone of itself. So what have you been playing recently?
I have actually been playing a lot of Ruby Grimm Eclipse. Um, and personally, it's a game I've actually really liked playing for a long time now. Um, ever since ever since I first started watching videos of like the beta and how people were testing it in the White Grim and everything, I was just in love with it. And I just recently got the game because of my brother buying me it on Steam, and
Good on him.
it's I'm finding it really amazing to follow the story and kind of find more, uh, kind of discover more with Team Ruby.
Yeah, like one of the few of the Discord servers I'm in, people are starting to go like batshit crazy over Ruby because they only just found out about it, and it's like
Yeah,
they watched it and they're like, "Shit, I'm sold." But
watch them get to volume 3 and be like, "You
I,
motherfuckers!"
I think they were talking about Volume 3 as well.
Oh yeah,
So, I know nothing about Ruby though, so
yeah.
I may get the game and give it a try to get a general feel for what it's like. Pretty sure it's
Well,
an anime as well, right?
well, not exactly. I don't know what you would call it. I guess it classifies as both an anime and a cartoon because it's not exactly Japanese, although it was published. You know what? Never mind. If you are gonna start with Ruby Grimm clips, I would
I'm gonna
suggest
call it an
watching
anime.
I would suggest watching the series first to kind of get caught up, and also you're gonna trigger so many people with that.
Animu. It's a cow anime. Animu. Moo. Anything else you've been playing that you want to talk about?
Honestly, no. To be fair, I don't play many games on my Steam. Anyways, I'm actually caught up just reading or just playing the same game over and over. Got nothing new.
We'll get a console then. Get with the
Well,
program.
how about no?
Alright, then I have been playing a lot of Shantae Half Genie Hero. So this is the new installment of the Shantae games, and it's the first Shantae game I've played. I tried to get a copy of Pirate's Curse and Risky's Revenge, but they were on limited run games, and if you know the site, they sold out very quickly.
Right.
So, yay that. It was not a good time for me.
Yeah.
But I've been enjoying Half Genie Hero. I did beat the game 100%, so I got everything. I'm now working on Hero Mode, which literally the only difference is you have to play through the game again, but you get all of the power-ups that you get through the story, all the transformations. You start with
Right.
them, so you can basically sequence break, and it's really fun to do a lot of sequence breaky stuff like that in a
Right.
game like that.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing with you. I'm not exactly a completionist myself. I like rushing through the games, but at the same time, I kind of like paying attention to like the story as it goes. But the thing is, that's what's happening with our Borderlands 2 like playing. Like whenever you and I play Borderlands 2, you're always, hey, let's do this side quest
Yeah,
and this one and
because
this one and this one and this one.
I,
Nothing
I like
gets
to
done.
I like to be very thorough with my work.
Yeah, yeah,
Extremely
I can
thorough.
tell.
Speaking of speed running through games, AGDQ happened.
Ooh.
I think the best thing to come out of that is the entire crowd cheering "Hug the Goat." And he's dead.
What?
So for context, this was at the end of the Truth Pacifist ending for Undertale. So at the
Right.
very end, you have a choice to either comfort your friend who is a goat, or you can shun them. So the entire audience just starts cheering "Hug the Goat." I'll after the podcast, I'll have to send you the Twitch clip so you can see it
Oh
for
my
yourself.
god, I need to see that.
I'll send it to you after the podcast.
Yeah.
It, it wa- it was a very amazing moment. Anyway, let's go on to some news.
All right.
My news is a boatload, so why don't you start?
Well, to be fair, I don't actually have much. Actually, in terms of news, I don't think I looked much into it. Well, goddamn, unpreparedness.
I was
But,
overprepared and you were underprepared. I think it balances out.
Yeah. Actually, recently I heard, I saw this video on YouTube about like this girl who got in her in a, like an SUV and something. I was driving around an entire like neighborhood block, going down freeways and stuff, and she's acting as if this is Grand Theft Auto. I'm not even kidding. And I was just like, wow, what is going on? Like, are we are we trying to make our fantasies come to life? Because that's just gonna get you a jail sentence.
Yeah.
But I was just
Actually,
I
funny thing, I remember hearing this story from someone that apparently, like this was a common thing for some reason, but people would basically, try to hijack a cop car. They try to get away from it with it, and then they would get caught. And then when they were asked to give the reason for why they did it, their reasoning was, I did it in Grand Theft Auto, so I thought I could do it in real life.
God damn it.
This is a thing that apparently actually happened.
This is a thing.
This is what our world is coming to.
Ugh.
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah. No.
What else do you say to that?
I am speechless. I honestly don't have anything to say for that. That's just what the hell.
2017, y'all.
Watch some people start trying to like make God of War like come to life or something. Like, oh jeez. Somebody's got a God complex. Anyways, honestly, should I start or you start? Because if I start, I'm going off with
I've got a
my
lot of
games.
heavy-hitting news, so I think we should
You wanna
save
save
that
that
for
for-
last. Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the top. Actually, not the top three. Oh well. Basically, let's just get into the 3 expected games to release as of 2017 this year. First up is State of Decay 2. If you haven't heard of the game, the original game, State of Decay is a co-op zombie survival game developed by Undead Labs and published by Microsoft Studios. The second game in the series is soon to be released for both PC and Xbox One this year, which I have to be honest is amazing. I played the first game, and for the short time that I had it, I have to say that it was a really good game, all things considered. The way that you're able to explore kind of an open world environment. You have teammates that'll come with you on these journeys for like scavenging, and it's it's the environment and the tense situations that anything could happen, especially when it's set in like an undead scenario. People like bandits or crawlers or zombies, stuff like that. Anything could happen, which is really what makes the game kind of like stand out amongst the rest.
I don't really have much of a point of comparison for that, because I never did play the first State of Decay, but I was recommended it, so I might have to get on that soon.
Yeah, the original game I hear was removed from Steam, and I don't know why,
Is it?
but
can
I
check
think
that.
so.
I can check that. I have Steam pulled up here.
Yeah, because
State.
last I checked, State of Decay was removed from Steam.
No, I see State of Decay on here still.
Really?
Is it? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, original State of Decay is no longer sold. But if you want to, you can still buy the DLC.
Which will do absolutely nothing.
The DLC is actually still on here.
Wait, seriously?
Yes. Look it up.
I need to see this, but In essence, the game in itself is expected to be very, very well made, and I really think that they are. I really think that Undead Labs is going to outdo themselves with this one. Why don't you give the people a teaser for your notes?
Nintendo Switch. I have 2 pages of notes.
2
there.
pages.
Back to you.
Fuck.
I have to machine gun through this in order for it to have the full effect.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, but moving on from State of Decay, next up is Red Dead Redemption 2. Seeing the pattern here.
Yeah. Now this one I have actually got on pre-order, so
yeah.
I will be picking it up when it launches.
Oh, that'll be one heck of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
A game developed and published by Rockstar Games, and in all honesty, I think this is one of the most highly anticipated games soon to be released this year, and I have to say I am excited for its release. Unfortunately, I have not played the first game, but I have seen I've seen quite a few videos on it, and it really seems like the environment is really open.
Next time you come to my place, I'll load up some
We're
Red Dead
playing it?
Redemption 2. I actually have 2
please.
copies on my shelf because I've got
Seriously?
I've got the standard edition and the Game of the Year edition.
Ugh, just like Borderlands. Damn it.
Except I have like 5 copies of Borderlands.
Right. The first game, along with the zombie add-on, introduced a large free-roam Western-style area where players can explore the entire map and find random chests full of money in hidden areas by use of a map and using landmarks to find the location. You can also duel with NPCs, find new villages, etc. If you want my personal opinion, the game in itself, I think, is personally a little bit of an overwork. But nonetheless, it is well designed, and the environment is. It could be better, in all honesty. But then again, this is just my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I played the original Red Dead Redemption mostly for the multiplayer. That is until the multiplayer server started shitting the bed. So,
Right.
Because I think a lot of the servers were moved over to Grand Theft Auto servers for Grand Theft
Right.
Auto 5.
Right.
And, yeah, it was not easy to find a functional multiplayer game at that point for Red Dead Redemption.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a challenge. Anyways, all in all, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game that I think a lot of us are going to enjoy. The game is set to be released in fall of this year for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which I'd imagine is going to be great.
No love.
Nothing says.
No love for the PC users.
Nah, PC is not master race in this case.
Fuck PC.
Yeah, right? No, all of us are using PC, but fuck PC.
Yeah.
PC, no master race. Yeah, in all honesty, yeah, I really think we're going to enjoy this game. Now comes to the rotten fruit of the bunch, Destiny 2.
Yay! I played like an hour of Destiny 1, and I think I have a copy of Taken King for PS4 on my shelf as well.
Oh man,
But
I had a lot of trouble writing these as notes because personally I had a lot of original like for the first game, but the loading times were murder.
It's like all of a sudden you're in a VR game, there's a gun pointed at your head, and it kills you in real life.
Oh yeah. And while the previous game, the first Destiny, did not meet our expectations, this is a game that we all hope will be improved and better form. For those of you who don't know, Destiny is an online-only open-world first-person shooter developed by Bungie and published by Activision. Destiny, in my opinion, is a very well-developed game. The combat and movement is very well done, and the enemy AI are very, very interesting, but you know, they could be better because I've seen them like run into walls and try and like it's a whole other thing. What I also find odd about the game is the like I said, the murder of loading times and the seemingly countless bugs. I've seen enemies go through walls and come out the other side. I've even seen dark zones where the boss just doesn't even appear. And Honestly, the added content DLC and the new PvP mode added on through those DLC have made the game somewhat better in reputation, but it doesn't excuse the bugs. And hopefully Bungie can make Destiny 2 a lot better formed, and they'll kind of take the first game as a learning experience for the next. Again, this game is set to be released. Well, it did say Q4.
So quarter 4.
I believe so. Quarter 4 of this.
So that would probably be like the holidays.
Yes. So all in all, I'm just going to go on a bit of a rant here. The first time I played Destiny, it was a very odd-off game. There was kind of like areas where you'd be able to go where you'd be able to farm enemies, cool, great, XP, weapons, legendaries, exotics, stuff like that. You get all that and level up. That's cool. Dark zones, perfect. The only real issue that I found when I played the game was the constant disconnections and loading times. Now, similar but not similar to Blade and Soul's network errors, the game does not crash, but it's just it kind of puts you back at the loading screen as if it was a network error. And I think this needs to be really like told out and made apparent. And I'm pretty sure Bungie already knows about it, but this needs to be made apparent for people who actually play the first game instead of the second. In all honesty, I found the story for the game to be quite interesting, and the Taken King even more so. But I think there are a lot of things they could have done better about the game and how it could be improved. I think that just about wraps it up for the 3 expected games of 2017 this year.
On your list, I've got a lot coming here. So I guess then it's my turn. Time to talk about the Nintendo Switch. So, let's get down to
everybody run for your lives.
Alright, so, first to get everybody caught up to speed, if you're living under a rock and don't know about it, the Nintendo Switch is Nintendo's new console. And the idea is, it's taking the next step that the Wii U took of playing it off the TV, and making it a hybrid console. So, it's got a dock that you put the console in, and you can play it in high quality on the TV. And then if you have to head out somewhere, you can just take off the left and right bits of the controller. You can slide them onto the console itself, take the console off the dock, and take it with you, which is a really neat idea. And as such, I'm very excited for the Switch. Now, I believe last Thursday, on the 12th, we got a large amount of information about the Switch. So, I'm going to machine gun through this, and I'm going to talk about... I'm going to talk about, for the most part, in the order that they were talked about in the presentation. I don't remember where a few things are, so I just stuck those notes where they'd fit well. So, let's get started. The Nintendo Switch launches March 3rd, 2017. Retail price is expected to be $300. This one is kind of dumb. So, for online multiplayer function, so, like, say, for example, setting up games, being able to voice chat, you need a separate smartphone app. I don't know why they did that, because at that point, I just use, like, Skype or Discord. Because, like, you could get this app that makes it so you can talk with friends. Like, you don't already have something like that. And it can take up more storage on your phone. Yeah, it's a questionable decision, but maybe it's got some good perks to it. We're still a little bit in the dark about this, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for now.
Yeah.
Alright. Online functions. Nintendo's been known for keeping their online functions completely free. That's going to change with the Switch. It will be free for a trial after launch, but after around fall 2017, it will become a paid service. But the plus side to that is if you pay the service, you can play a virtual console game like an NES or a SNES game on the Switch for free. And if it's a multiplayer game, say for example Super Mario Kart, it will have online functionality, which that part's really cool. But the way they worded it is really weird because it makes it sound like once that period of time ends, once that month ends, the game will no longer be available for you to play. So I'm a little confused by that. Again, this is probably more information that will be found out later when the Switch gets closer to launch. One thing about the Switch that should have been... the 3DS was region locked, which it shouldn't have been. Thankfully, the Switch will not be region locked, so if you want to import stuff, you can again. The Switch battery life is going to be estimated to be about 2 to 6 hours off the dock, but that depends on the game.
That's a wide margin.
Yeah, well, it depends on the game. So something like Skyrim, probably about 2 hours, but if it's a simple game, like, say, for example, Binding of Isaac, maybe closer to 6 hours. So it just depends on how much power the game is going to require to run. Charging is going to be requiring a USB Type-C cable, which is a nice change because Nintendo is also known for having weird chargers that are specific to their consoles. Unlike a PS Vita, like my PS Vita here, which, I'll show this. I've got my PS Vita here, and it has an input, and it's just a standard USB mini. So I can just plug this in like a standard phone charger, and I'm good to go with that. Nintendo, on the other hand, not as efficient about that. Moving on, though, up to 8 Nintendo Switch systems can be connected for local multiplayer. So, you could just imagine having 7 of your friends in a room, all of you having a Nintendo Switch, and just playing some 8-player game. I have high hopes for this, but at the same time, I think the Virtual Boy tried this, and it didn't even get the accessories released to have them connected. But, we'll see. High hopes. The right Joy-Con, which I'll get to what Joy-Cons are in a bit. Well, I can explain that now, actually. Joy-Cons, basically the detachable controllers.
Right.
On the right Joy-Con, there's going to be an NFC reader / writer for Amiibo. And it was really weird seeing that, because on the, for the presentation to demonstrate that, they put it on the right analog stick, which, yeah, it seems like a weird place.
That seems a little unorthodox.
Uh-huh. It might be anywhere on the right Joy-Con. Maybe it's specifically the right analog stick that you have to put it on. I don't know yet.
Right.
This has been a thing on Xbox One and PS4 already, and I think Steam as well. Yeah, definitely on Steam. But it's going to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, a screen capture button. So you can take pictures, and later on, you'll be able to take video.
That's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm. They announced alternate colors for the Joy-Con controllers. Before, we only knew of the standard gray ones, but there's also going to be a neon blue and neon red, which, it's nice for variety, if you like variety. And
no, variety's bad. Don't ever change, ever.
This next note I really like, because I basically just wrote, they spent 5 minutes talking about fucking wrist strap.
It's the Wii all over again.
Yeah. I think there's one point where it's like a guy just sat on a couch and is like, here, see how relaxed I am? Moving on to the sensors. The sensor can tell the difference between, using the way they phrased it, it can tell the difference between rock, paper, and scissors, as well as how far away you threw that command. So I think they're upping their sensor technology. We're going to have HD rumble as well. So, say for example, I don't have a glass here, so I can't use the example they use, but I'll try to explain to the best of my ability. Say for example, I have a glass, and there's an ice cube in it, and I shake the glass. With the HD rumble capacity, you can feel that one ice cube in the glass. You can also feel 2 ice cubes, or even 3. So, there's going to be a lot of potential for creative stuff with this HD rumble feature.
We're getting really far in the terms of gaming advances.
Remember back in the days of the Atari? We've come so far since then.
We don't talk about the Atari.
I mean, the Atari is a good system. I don't know what you're talking about.
we don't talk about the Atari. Trust me.
I'm old.
Yeah, you are.
All right, moving on.
Bearded teenager.
After that, they started talking about some new games for the Switch, and they announced 2 games that are going to take advantage of a lot of the Switch's new features. One of which is 1-2 Switch. So this is basically a minigame compilation, and the idea is you don't look at the Switch, you look in the eye of your opponent. Quoting the presentation. This should come with the Switch, because it's basically showing off what the Switch is capable of, but it doesn't. There's not going to be a bundle with a game for the Switch, which is stupid. The other game they announced is ARMS. So, the way ARMS works is, it's basically Punch-Out, but you have extendable arms. So, let me see. So, you hold it like this, like the left and right Joy-Cons, and you throw your punches, you can dodge, but here's the thing that I found really cool. One of the things that happened is they punched, and then they curved their arm, so that basically directed the punch that they threw towards their opponent. So you can change the direction of your punch.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like when you throw the punch and you curve to the left, or is it just
like say I throw say my opponent is like here,
right?
And
my face.
And then I throw a punch, but I miss. So I turn it, and the punch goes like this.
Oh, okay. So
I'm also sorry to anybody watching the audio version who could not see what I was doing.
That's gonna be one heck of a...
Yeah, well, a lot of creative stuff for ARMS. It's probably something I will pick up. I don't know if I'll pick it up at launch or like when ARMS comes out, but I will definitely pick it up eventually.
So it's basically like you throw a punch, and like if you miss, you kind of turn, you kind of twist the control in a kind of like curve punch. Yeah.
The next game that was announced is Splatoon 2.
Oof.
Which,
moving on with the twos.
Yeah. So Splatoon 2, sequel to Splatoon. There's going to be new weapons. This is something that I just found really cool. So, in the single-player mode of the original Splatoon, there's like wires that you ink, and then you can travel across them. But they never appeared in multiplayer. Splatoon 2 is going to change that, and you can actually travel across them in multiplayer.
Right.
New moves that weren't in Splatoon 1 were also shown off, such as being able to roll, having dual-wield weapons, you'd have jetpacks, and you'd have a rain cloud that rains down your ink. So you got a lot of new
I have something to say about that.
What?
Rains down your... It's a rain cloud.
Yeah.
But it shoots ink.
Yeah.
It's an ink cloud.
Because it's Splatoon. Speaking of which, huge missed opportunity on the name, calling it Splatoon 2 instead of Splatoon. So, like, it's spelled S-P-L-A-T-O-O-N. They should have replaced the T with a 2. Or, like, the T-O-O with a 2. Like, so it's Splat, T, alright. I'm good at explaining. Splat, the number 2, N. Splatoon. 2. You get it? It's a serious missed opportunity.
But... Oh, by the way, I have purple headphones. Because purple is awesome.
Congratulations on your purple headphones. You've achieved true purpleness.
Let's do this.
Moving on. The next game announced was Super Mario Odyssey. So this is going to be the next open world Mario game, so think like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine. And the big thing to mention about this, you can throw your hat odd job style.
Odd job style?
Like GoldenEye.
Seriously?
Yeah. You can throw your hat. It's great. Other games that they announced.
Hey, look, a Goomba!
Yeah, you can do
We're
stuff
having
like
fried
that.
mushrooms tonight.
Two other games that were announced, but we saw a little bit of gameplay for it, but they weren't talked about much.
Right.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Fire
Ooh.
Emblem Warriors.
That's gonna be an interesting thing to see is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because I've heard a lot of good stuff about that.
Xenoblade's a pretty solid game. So,
Yeah.
Too bad it's not the easiest game to find. Took me a while to find Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but it's a good game if you can find it. I'm definitely very excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I'm also excited for Fire Emblem Warriors. I don't usually play Fire Emblem games, but I do like Dynasty Warriors games, which is basically what Fire Emblem Warriors is going to be.
Right.
They talked a little bit about their third-party partners, so if you haven't seen the list, to name a few of them, 505 Games, Activision, Arc System, Atlas, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Capcom, Inti Creates, Koei Tecmo, Sega, Spike Chunsoft, EA, Cryware, and Square Enix. That's only a few. That's like not even a fifth of them. So the Switch is going to be having a lot of third-party support. Speaking of third-party support, we got some insight on some third-party games, such as Dragon Quest X and 11, as well as Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, which will be coming to the Switch. There will be a new Shin Megami Tensei IP, which Shin Megami Tensei is always good. To me, it is, at least. I always like me some Shin Megami Tensei. And we have a unofficial name, Project Octopath Traveler, from Square Enix. So this isn't the finalized name, but it looks like graphics for it look kind of Terraria-ish. So I'm interested. Sega didn't really talk about much of titles. Skyrim was officially announced for the Switch. Like, technically it wasn't announced before, but now it's official. Skyrim will be coming to the Switch. This next one I laughed at. So, Suda51, the developer of No More Heroes, was on the stage, and the translator was doing a pretty bad job at translating for him, so I basically said he was drunk off his ass, and we have this crazy crackpot theory, a few friends of mine and I, that the translator didn't know what he was talking about, while Suda was basically just talking about movies and shit. And the translator was trying to do his best to translate into something sensible. But he came on stage, he hinted at something relating with Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes, which pretty much means No More Heroes 3 is going to be in the work. Though he doesn't outright confirm, so there is still room for doubt. FIFA was announced for the Switch, and the only thing I wrote for this was, SPORTS! That was all I wrote.
Sports! Fucking hell.
Alright, and then after that, we just saw like 2 seconds of each of these. We just saw a bunch of games in a row that are going to be on the Switch. So what I saw on there was Minecraft, Skylanders, Rayman Legends, Lego City Undercover, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Farming Simulator, a new Sonic game, Ultra Street Fighter 2, Super Bomberman R, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Snipper Clips, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Did I have any more going on this list? I don't think I did. No, it doesn't look like it. So, that's to give you an idea of some of the games that will be coming out for the Switch otherwise. They announced what's included with the Switch, which is the console itself, the left and right Joy-Con controllers, the Joy-Con wrist straps.
Is that your mouse?
What?
Oh my god, it is. I thought that was a fly on my wall. I was about to... Don't you fucking dare. You're gonna torture me with that.
I didn't realize it was doing that. Oops. Can I fix that? I probably can.
Fucking hell. That scared the absolute hell out of me.
That should fix it.
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's not appearing anymore, so that should have fixed it.
Oh,
So yeah, Nintendo Switch, the bundle is going to include the console itself, the left and right Joy-Cons, wrist straps, grips, the Switch dock, an HDMI cable, and an AC adapter. AC adapter is
right.
very important to mention because you did not get any sort of charger when you got your new 3DS. I don't know why they didn't include that with the new 3DS. Guess they just assumed people already had a 3DS. Anyway, last thing to point out about the event itself, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is going to be a Switch launch title. So you can get this on March 3rd, along with your Switch. Alright, now for the post-Switch event. Breath of the Wild Special Edition. It's got 2 different editions. It's got one that comes with a map, a collectible coin, a soundtrack, as well as a carrying case for the Switch. There's also going to be a Master Edition, which comes with all of that, plus a Master Sword statue. We gotta look at the cases for the games and what the game cartridges look like. The game cases look like PSP cases, and the cartridges themselves look like Vita cases. Looks like Nintendo's ripping off Sony now.
Oh God.
This
Someone's getting sued.
next section, my favorite section. Pre-orders. You know what I wrote for this?
Jeez.
I wrote lol rip. Because good luck trying to pre-order a Switch. Everybody.
Good luck.
They're pretty much sold out everywhere.
Oh wait, no. If they weren't gone before, they are now.
Yeah. I was lucky to be able to get a pre-order for a Switch. Accessories. So, the Pro Controller is going to cost you $70 retail. Joy-Con controllers, you can get them for $80 bundled, or you can only get one for $50. Joy-Con charging grip is going to cost you $30. The Nintendo Switch dock is going to cost you $90. And the Joy-Con wheel comes with a set of 2. It's going to cost you $30. And the last thing I have on here are release windows for games. So, at launch, there will be 1-2 Switch, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Skylanders Imaginators, Just Dance 2017, Super Bomberman R, and I didn't write it on here, but I do believe The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus is going to be a launch title as well. Spring 2016, I'm still living in the past. Very hard to adapt. Spring 2017, is going to be ARMS and Puyo Puyo Tetris, which I'm very interested in Puyo Puyo Tetris. I've seen gameplay of it, and it looks like my kind of game. So I will definitely be picking that up. March 2017, Has Been Heroes, I Am Setsuna, Snipper Clips, and that's all I've written for March 2017. April 28th will be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. In the summer, we'll get Rhyme and Splatoon 2. In fall of 2017, we'll get Skyrim. For the holiday of 2017, we'll get Super Mario Odyssey. For 2017 in general, no real launch window otherwise known, we'll get Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, FIFA, Minecraft, NBA 2K, Sonic Mania, Steep, Ultra Street Fighter 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And currently unknown when we're going to get these, Disgaea 5, Fire Emblem Warriors, Minecraft Story Mode, Rayman Legends, the new Shin Megami Tensei title, and Siberia 3.
Okay, can I just say something?
Yes?
Minecraft Story Mode. Okay. Now, I know you don't share an interest in Minecraft, but my question is, why would Telltale take an interest in a game for... I'm not saying it's a game for children, but, I mean, why would they take interest in a game like that that's actually declining in search rates and play rates?
I mean,
like, not many people are playing the game now.
Well, for some crazy reason, Telltale made a Batman game.
Well, I mean, that's acceptable. Batman is still, like, up and running. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be going while, but
Minecraft's still up and running depending on who you talk to, because like everybody at my school, since we have laptops, everybody plays fucking Minecraft, and it pisses me off because that's a game that should have died a long time ago. Not to offend anybody who likes Minecraft. I'm not saying anything against you, but
he doesn't like Minecraft.
No, I don't.
I've had
to hear
everyone put down
way
your
too much
blowtorches.
about Minecraft to like it at all.
Put down your pitchforks and your torches. Put it down. Jerry, put it down.
Jerry!
Jerry,
what
are you doing?
I see you there, Jerry.
Stop it. But yeah, I've just seen like Minecraft's like play rates have been really declining. There aren't that many people playing it now, which is good. I think Minecraft is has taken its toll, and now it's kind of declining. In my opinion, that's actually kind of a good thing, because every game has to have an end. In all honesty, though, it was a really fun game in its prime.
Yeah, Minecraft. Okay, when I first played Minecraft, it was an okay game, but having to hear people talking about it nonstop, it wears on your sanity. So I kind of just put it down. It's still on my Xbox 360, so if I ever wanted to go back to it, I have it.
Well, it's not only that, but like people playing Minecraft for the PC as well. It's really messing with us. And even though there are a lot of people who still play it, who still really like it, kids and adults alike, it's dying. Let's be honest. It's dying like the game that should. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but like, the game in itself has had its time. It's time for others to kind of move forward in front of it.
Alright. That's all the notes I had on the Switch as well, so unless you have anything else to talk about, I think that does it for this episode.
Are you sure? We're only like 40 minutes in.
Well, do you have anything else to talk about? I just machine gunned the hell out of the Switch.
There was a game that I wanted to talk about here. It's in my folders because I've been playing it recently.
Oh. While you're trying to find your game, do you have any thoughts on the Switch? Hearing all this crazy stuff I've been talking about.
In my opinion, I think the Switch is going to be a really, really a really hyped up console, but in all honesty, the Switch is not going to be without its fair share of bugs, and I think we're going to see that being very evident within the first few weeks or months of launch. All in all, games being switched over from like consoles like the Xbox or the PlayStation. I get it. Stop it.
I will not stop.
Yeah. But I mean, the games that originally for like the Xbox or the PlayStation getting moved over to the Switch is a really interesting thing, and I think a lot of players who want to play games that were originally for the Xbox and they only have a Switch. I really think that's going to really make a change in the gaming industry, because it's going to be like the corporations are working together in a way.
I think that being able to have a hybrid console in the first place is going to be making a change in the gaming industry.
Right.
Because it's not that uncommon with the Wii U for games that were on the PS3 and the or PlayStation, Xbox in general to make it to the Switch. Like, some of the Call of Duty games made it onto the Wii U, some of the Assassin's Creed games made it onto the Wii U, Minecraft made it onto the Wii U, probably a few others too.
Right. And about the game that I've been playing for a while, it's called Right Click to Necromance. Now, this game was, as I hear,
I'm right clicking. Why am I not necromancing?
I'll send you the files for it. But Right Click to Necromance is kind of a crowd gain game where you attack these wandering soldiers, and then once they're defeated, you can right click and they'll automatically join your team. You could get a really good crowd going, and it's a very, very fun, actually kind of addicting game that I think could be greatly improved. Could maybe turn into an actual really well-made game should the developer decide to do more. It's a very unnoticed it's a very unnoticed game, but I think if we brought enough attention to it, that he or she might kind of advance on it.
All right. You have any things to add?
Yes, actually. What is a game that you guys should think get that you guys think should get more attention in our current generation? Is there a game that was old before that you think should have more attention than it originally got, and need to like have, let's say, a successor or a secondary game in the series, something like that? Please either type it in the comments for the podcast that goes up on YouTube, or just feel free to type in the Twitch chat. I will reply with what I can.
Yeah, my answer to that is, well, I can't really say it's an answer anymore because I was going to say No More Heroes, but it's going to apparently be getting a third game soon, so...
Really?
Yeah. Well, remember when I was talking about Suda51 sounding drunk off his ass?
Oh, God.
He did hint at something related with Travis Touchdown, which is basically bullshit for, yeah, No More Heroes 3's in development.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, that does it for this podcast. What's your game of the week?
My game of the week... My game of the week is Grim Eclipse. In my opinion, Grim Eclipse has a really good thing going for it, and I think it's going to be around for a while. And even though it's in the early stages, it is still gaining a lot of popularity with players.
Alright, and my game of the week is going to be Shantae Half Genie Hero. Go play it. It's on PS4, it's on PS Vita, it's on Wii U, it's on Steam, it's on Xbox One, it's on just about anything current.
Grim Eclipse you can pick up on Steam for approximately, I believe, during the sale it was $11, so it might be somewhere around $20 now, but it's a really good game, so if you think your money is worth it, go ahead and give it a shot.
And Shantae Half Genie Hero, just looked it up, it's $20 on Steam.
Alright.
And a worthy buy.
Thank you so much for joining us on this podcast of Gamers Unrest. We will see you
the 29th. Yeah, the 29th.
On Sunday. With another set of games.
Yeah, I'll have another set of games to talk about then, because there's going to be stuff coming out that I'm going to have to be picking up.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun.
So maybe I can talk about those. Night, everybody.
Alright. Good night, guys.